for coming here today, and we're planning on another People Forum meeting in September, and you are very welcome to join us. Thank you for inviting me to this. So we'll invite you to next one. So very good. Thank you very much.
Very much appreciate the efforts of Golly behind the People Forum and everybody that helps as well. So a full thank you for I have been criticised for 4.5-hour meetings in the past, so I'll promise to keep it short. If you promise to keep it short...
It sounds like a challenge.
It sounds like a challenge. As you know, I do try to be fair and let people talk, but please don't be offended if I try and cut you short tonight, because I am trying to get to the local heroes dinner, and dinner is served at 8, so that's my challenge. So you can help me or hinder me. Absolutely. I'm clearly going to go hungry. I'm going to turn to item 8 on the agenda next, which is... I'll do the initial, but I'm going to let Dr. Stevens go. I asked for item 8 to come on the agenda because we might be looking at academies later in the year when it comes forward, but I think it's very useful to give the committee a heads up on what's going on. So I'll give you the floor, Dr. Stevens. You can be suitably brief. I will. And brief us.
Just to say very quickly, the development of the academy at Ellesmere Port and all the discussions around it actually mirror much of what we've just been hearing from the young people. So in terms of ensuring, for example, attendance to all the things that have just been raised, there has actually been very good consultation and involvement of young people and of staff. And actually today and tomorrow there's staff training going on with the two schools being brought together. But I just want to make a correction to the report that's before you, where it talks about people having to pay a small amount of money for the complete uniform. The uniform will be free for everyone transferring. That was an original plan, which we challenged as a board, and we felt it should be free, and now including all the sports kit, everything will be free to the young people who transfer. So that's good news, I think. But just to say that all the representatives of the students have also visited some really good examples of new builds that are not new old schools in the way that you described, Councillor Anderson, but ones that really are pushing the boundaries. And that's the kind of thing that we want to inform the design. But the design is much more than that, of course. It's about practice as well. So really good progress, I think. And the young people that I was talking to the other day that are going to go there are really excited. Even in the existing buildings, they're actually getting excited about it now, as indeed are the staff. We've got a very good senior team in place and a good interim principal, couple of principals leading the process. Sadly, we were not able to appoint permanently to the position when we interviewed earlier this week because we didn't feel we had candidates of the right calibre, and we're not taking a risk on such an important appointment. So we'll be going to find a good principal for the academy.
This come November, will many of those big decisions have been taken? Because having been teaching in a school elsewhere,
design decisions.
Well, things to do with design and quality, yes, and flexibility. Because I'm in a building that has been built to less than domestic home standards, for example. Looking at the financial implications of it, I mean, all those decisions are going to be taken well before then. Because obviously up until that point, it's essentially the executive member who's going to be involved in these things. I mean, is there a role for us that we can meaningfully play before then, or is November a suitable time for us to do it?
I think that those decisions, first of all, there will be initial decisions which inform some of the things that happen there, but there'll have to be an ongoing dialogue about some of those things. They certainly won't be closed off by November. The design won't be finished by November. The design user group's been meeting now for some time, and is continuing to meet. But even if the bill goes ahead to the ambitious schedule of 2012, that won't be resolved by November. The detail won't be resolved.
Councillor Merrick.
We are guaranteed that new build, aren't we? There is no way that we will let that slip with all the cuts and the possible changes of government.
Government policy, this current government's policy, is that academies should be in new builds. That's government policy. Actually, the proposed policy of a possible alternative government is not dissimilar in terms of the academies programme. In fact, it's been supportive of something similar to the academies programme. But actually, if the funding agreement is signed this week, which it should be, that's it. That's it. As soon as the funding agreement is signed, that's it. It's signed off, the money's available. And until the funding agreement is signed, there is nothing.
Yeah, we have had so many setbacks.
Yes, sure.
thank you. I'd like to draw that item to a close. Thank you, Dr. Stevens. Thank you, members, for being suitably brief. I'm now going to whip through the starting agenda items, which, apologies for absence, we have two, Councillor Smith and Councillor Byram. Declarations of interest, are there any? Didn't anticipate there being any of those two items particular. Declarations of party whip, anybody wants to declare a party whip? Okay, minutes, there will be revised minutes put on everybody's desks. I went through them with a fine-tooth comb, which what gave rise to the revisions. Does anybody want to make any comments, or we can remove those and accept them?
I would move the amended minutes, Chairman.
Anyone got a second that? Thank you. All in favour? Yes, fantastic. So that takes us swiftly, I suppose, on to the issue of, let's do item 7, the consultation strategy. Off you go, sir. Now, you also promised me that you're going to be very brief indeed.
I will be very brief, suitably brief. Thanks, Councillor Wilson. Just to introduce myself, my name's Lawrence Ainsworth. I'm Senior Policy Manager and joined today by a member of my team, Beverly Wilson, the Research, Intelligence and Consultation Manager. I will be brief because we have visited this committee on previous occasions to talk about the issues of consultation in very broad terms, and very positive messages were exchanged between officers and members, and a real consensus to move this issue forward. I think it was the right decision that a member task and finish group was formed, though, to really shape the emergent consultation strategy for the authority. The task and finish groups met on two separate occasions since the 23rd of April. A group consisting of Councillor Dawson, Councillor Hall, Councillor Parkinson and Councillor Beckett. And members really have given us a valuable contribution and given us a very clear steer about what they wanted to see in this consultation strategy. Just very briefly, they wanted to see a very clear vision and ambition in the strategy of where we wanted to be with consultation. I wanted clear standards as well to provide a benchmark to really assess where we are in terms of consultation and whether it is effective. A clear structured process which is organisational wide to make sure that consultation is coordinated and consistent. Also a very key point that members are very much involved in the consultation process which does take place and very much at the heart of things. And also that when we do consult, the widest public engagement is supported, and also we feed back to our consultees on a regular basis. And finally, that arrangements are put in place for good governance relating to consultation and arrangements around evaluation to support continuous improvement. So I think very much in our second meeting, members agreed that their issues and concerns have been reflected in the strategy, and as you can see, the title of the strategy, as you said, we did, and I think that works on a number of levels because we certainly have listened to members and included that in the strategy. The strategy is still much in draft status and will go forward to the executive in September, subject to your comments today, and very much welcome those.
Can I thank you very much in relation to that? And that takes us swiftly on to the Town and Parish Council item. If anybody from the Town and Parish Council would like to come and sit at this particular table, please do so, because we'd love to be able to have a greater dialogue. One thing I've noticed in this room, I find it hard to hear back there. But thank you very much. Thank you. Interesting. We declared them in relation to this item on the last agenda, so how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 7. I noticed. Can I formally welcome the Mayor of Norwich?
Thank you.
It's only right and proper that we do so. Good to see you again. So make a habit of coming to Scrutiny.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do. Yeah. Like you've never been away.
Sometimes it's Easter.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming along.